Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Boredom Chronicles. Today's episode is casting one of these, the Blade Runner Blaster, in metal. I cast this back in 2020 from pewter, but today's episode I'm going to take you through the process of casting in hot metal. Now there are lots of metal parts on this that weigh quite a lot, so let's give it a weigh. Now the last time I weighed this, I think it was somewhere around 2 kilos in weight. It is very heavy. Here we go. 1.896 kilos, so just under 1.9 kilos. That's pretty heavy. Let's talk about the metal we're going to use today in making our castings. So this is pewter. Pewter is an alloy made from copper, bismuth, tin and sometimes silver. There are many different varieties, but this is what we're going to use today. These are the ones I found from an online auction website. The others I bought from Prince August. I prefer the ones on the right than the left, but I have mixed these together with varying results. So now we're familiar with the metal, let's get to the equipment needed and casting. So when you're casting in hot metal, you'll need one of these, a melting pot. This is specifically designed for low melt alloys like pewter. And these are our molds. This is a standard 20 short A platinum rubber. It's not designed for this, but I've had some great results. You can't use condensation cure rubber because it will burn. We have around about 8 molds here, but that isn't all of them. There are many more for different parts of the weapon. You can see here we have molds of different shapes and sizes for each part of the weapon. And the biggest mold of all, the mold of the Steyr replica receiver. This will take a lot of metal. We have all our molds ready. All we need to do now is prep them for casting and start to heat the metal. So my pewter is in the pot, ready to be melted, and I've turned the dial to 6. You can see now the pewter's becoming liquid. Bear in mind, this clip is speeded up. So our pewter is now ready for casting, but first we must remove the mineral waste that is collected on the surface of the molten metal. This is known as dross. Make sure you wear the correct protective equipment as this is very hot. You'll see I'm wearing heat-proof gloves. Now we're ready for casting. Let's prep those molds. Now we've got our molds ready, I'm going to prepare them by adding some talc. Any type of talc will do. This simply breaks the surface tension of the molten metal and gives you a good casting. light dusting to spread it out evenly will ensure a good surface. This is a split mould, so it's a bit more difficult to do. So now our mould is ready for the metal. I'm going to pour it directly out of the melting pot as it's small and easy to handle. Please take precautions when using hot metal. I'm wearing heat-proof gloves and protective equipment. Molten metal can be unpredictable and lively, so I've put a piece of plywood down to protect my work surface. Always stand clear of the direction of the pour. Once I've carefully poured this mould, I'm going to take a steel rule to scrape the surface flat for a nice smooth finish. Filling the split mould must be done slowly and carefully. This must be poured in one steady flow to avoid layered cooling. It's a big part and a lot of hot metal, so care must be taken. The smaller moulds are filled and then scraped flat for a nice clean finish. Final part poured, let's let them cool and see how they look. So there are our first two parts demolded, the inner grip and the butt of the gun. They look really good. Ready for surface finishing. And now to demold the main grip. It's a bit tricky to get out, but it looks great. Fresh out the mould, the parts fit perfectly. We open the mould of the Steyr receiver and allow it to cool. 10 minutes, it should be ready for demold. So there's our first batch of parts ready, from pour to pull in just a few minutes, and the surface looked great. Simple techniques, but really good results. While I cast the rest of the parts, here's a sneak peek at part 2, surface finishing. Part 2 we will show you this, how to finish to a mirror shine. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.